Let's take a look then at the course, which is right down on the banks of the Loire. The riders looping around this town, an intermediate split at 7.7 kilometers to go on the route de Bussier, and then a run into the finish just close to the riverbank, but with a big uphill climb to the finish line. As you can see, a little bit of a kick. Let's take a look then at what's been happening. Starting early this afternoon was Rowan Dennis, the double world champion of the individual time trial. Dennis was absolutely flying along the course. He could see Konovalovas just in front of him when he went through the intermediate time split. He had the fastest time, an average speed of just under 47 kilometers an hour. And then he made short work of the climb up to the line as Rowan Dennis powered into the finish to set the fastest time, 43.37 seconds faster than anyone else. It's a tricky course, this one. Ooh. One rider, Alexei Lutsenko, almost coming to grief there. It is a tricky course. Nice wide roads for most of it, but a few little corners where you can lock things up like this. Well, he managed to hold it pretty well in the end. Gegenhardt is going to be outside the time of Rowan Dennis, which isn't a surprise. Now he needs to just limit the loss to Rowan Dennis and to the other contenders, because a big day beckons tomorrow. Theo Gegenhardt up to the finish line, and he reaches it with the 16th fastest time, 31.15 seconds down. This is Schachmann on to the final rise to the finish. Very good performance here by Schachmann, wearing number 1 as the defending champion. Winner of Paris-Nice last year, a stage winner in the Giro, stage winner in Paris-Nice last season as well. And he's just trying to get himself into the top places. Great ride by Maximilian Schachmann. 8:59 down, 6th fastest, as we see the arrival of Søren Kragh Andersen briefly to that intermediate split. I think Søren Kragh Andersen has just gone through that intermediate split with the fastest time. Here he is. He's riding superbly. 2 seconds faster than Rowan Dennis at the intermediate split. Søren just railing it round that corner. Nielsen Paulus heading now towards the conclusion of this time trial. The time of Rowan Dennis at the finish is under fire from Søren Kragh Andersen. Nielsen Paulus, you get the sense it's not going to be long until this rider's winning a lot of bike races. Reaches the line then with a time that's the 14th fastest time. Well, the start then of Primož Roglič. Roglič rolls down the start for Jumbo-Visma, his first time trial on his new time trial machine. The team are playing down the chances of Primož Roglič in this time trial. Christian Neerman just saying we're just going to see where we're at. But you know what Roglič is like. When he gets out on the bike, he wants to fight to win. Søren Kragh Andersen then chasing the fastest time. The time to beat is Rowan Dennis. 17 minutes and 47 seconds. Kragh Andersen won the time trial last year. Is this going to be the fastest time? The rider who won 2 stages in the Tour de France last season is aiming for Dennis's time, and he beats it. Søren Kragh Andersen top of the leaderboard. 48.7 kilometers an hour. Wonderful time trial by Søren Kragh Andersen. Could it be 2 victories in 2 days for DSM? As we see Roglic now heading towards this intermediate time split. This is looking good for Primož Roglic. Søren Kragh Andersen, 8:36.95. What is Roglic's time going to be? He's not far from the line. He's going to be very, very close to the winning time at the moment. He's 1.22 seconds down on Søren Kragh Andersen. Roglic averaging 46.5 kilometers an hour to the intermediate time split. There is Michael Matthews, leader of the race. Just breathing on some oils to try and clear the nose, keep the breathing as good as possible. This is Brandon McNulty of the USA. McNulty's a very good time trialist too. Campanet's trying to find a little bit more speed if he can. Arrival of Remy Cavagna, French time trial champion, looking for a good time here. And Cavagna is producing a thrilling ride. New fastest time for the French champion. Well, when Rowan Dennis finished earlier on, it looked like that would be the fastest time maybe all day. But now it's been eclipsed by Kragh Andersen at the finish. And now Cavagna's on the ride. Roglic turns left onto the hill. Can he beat the time of Rowan Dennis? He's got plenty of time to get there. New era hat on as well by the looks of things, Roglic. Now he makes his way round the turn. He's got 23 seconds in hand to make his way to the finish line to beat the time of Søren Kragh Andersen. The time to beat is 17 minutes, 44 seconds. Roglic is sprinting and sprinting hard. Can he do it? Roglic now of Jumbo-Visma reaches the finish line 4 seconds faster than Søren Kragh Andersen. Well, if you thought he needed a little bit of time to get used to a new bike, new setup and everything else, there's no question that Roglic never needs that. He gets on, he does the business, and he's now top of the leaderboard. Well, I'm just hearing that Stefan Bissegger's gone through the intermediate time split, as you can see on the screen, with the fastest time. That doesn't surprise me at all. Stefan Bissegger, for me, could be the winner of this time trial this afternoon. He was second in the UAE Tour to Filippo Ganna, the most successful time trialist of the last couple of seasons. And Bissegger, for me, is potentially the race winner this afternoon. Roglic getting himself tidied up after that effort, 17 minutes 40 seconds. This final climb might just be a little bit much for Bissegger, but it remains to be seen. He was certainly on superb form in the time trial in the UAE a couple of weeks ago. Cavagna then working his way. He's got a little bit of traffic, and this is going to slow him up a little bit. The Alpecin Fenix riders just in front of him. That's Sparagli safely through there. Cavagna now can chase down the rider in front of him. He's catching riders all over the place. Cavagna is giving this absolutely everything through this final turn. And now he's just going to accelerate. He's got 20 seconds to beat Primož Roglic to the line. This would be a scalp, wouldn't it? The time trial champion of France in Paris-Nice, Remy Cavagna, is going to reach the line, and he's going to blitz the time of Roglic by 5.81 seconds. Top of the leaderboard for the French champion. 49.1 kilometers an hour for Remy Cavagna. What an effort that was. And here we are with Brandon McNulty. So McNulty has caught Christophe. The star of the next rider, Brian Cockard. Brandon McNulty rolling along nicely at the moment. Those of you just joined us, let's update you on what's been happening. Rémi Cavagna, the French time trial champion, leader of this time trial. 147 riders have started out of 159. Primož Roglic second, Søren Kragh Andersen is third right now. Best time, 17 minutes and 34 seconds. Here he is, Stefan Bissegger. He's got 17 seconds to reach the line. I don't know if he's got enough time to get there. This last hill might be the undoing of Stefan Bissegger. Can he get there? Is he going to do it? This could be the fastest time. He's going to do it on the line, is he? Whoa! 0.83 of a second faster than Rémi Cavagna. Well, it wasn't the undoing of him. Bissegger has beaten the French champion. What a performance by Stefan Bissegger. Well, in 2 weeks, he's suddenly become one of the best time trialists in the world that we've been looking for. Before the start, I thought this rider could potentially win. Cavagna's going to be bitterly disappointed because Bissegger has shown us that that performance in the UAE was not a one-off. McNulty now. Work it, McNulty go. This is a good ride from the UAE rider. I don't think it's going to be quite the fastest time. He's got about 50 meters to go. McNulty's going to be there or thereabouts. This will stand him in good stead for the rest of the race. McNulty sprinting for the finish now, and he reaches it 9 seconds down, fourth fastest time for Brandon McNulty. That's a great performance by the American. McNulty fourth, just behind Primož Roglic. As we see Michael Matthews as the last rider to go get underway on his new time trial bike. Michael Matthews, can he limit his losses to Bissegger as he reaches this split? He's already lost 11 seconds. This yellow jersey might be disappearing off the shoulders of Michael Matthews. But he might ride a negative split. Let's see whether he can bring this back. This would be the win for EF Pro Cycling Nippo. Stefan Bissegger knows, you can see it in the eyes. Matthews turns the corner. Bissegger's time is going to come up, 12 seconds. This is going to be a win for EF Education Nippo. The question now is, where's the yellow jersey going? It counts down, and it's going to be a victory for Stefan Bissegger. The time goes by, and EF Education Nippo win the time trial with the young Swiss rider Bissegger. Matthews fighting his way up the final slopes. He's a good time trialist, Michael Matthews. But I think he's going to lose this jersey as well. Matthews sprints into the finish, crosses the line, 17th fastest, 23 seconds down. A wonderful win for Stefan Bissegger. Well, congratulations to him. What a wonderful time trial by the 22-year-old Swiss rider. What a special moment.
Wir stehen hier unten im Auto, du kommst dann sowieso mit dem Rad und so weiter. Ja, super.
Well, when you see a rider only lose a few seconds to Filippo Ganna, you kind of know that a rider potentially has got it in him to win a big time trial. Stefan Bissegger, he's so powerful on the bike, isn't he? A great day for this young rider, winning a stage of Paris-Nice.
Sera rentré dans les annales de l'histoire avec un H majuscule, Stéphane Bisseguer, 17 minutes 34 secondes. Et c'est vrai qu'il y aura évidemment beaucoup de déceptions du côté de Rémi Cavagna qui a été coiffé au poteau pour 82 centièmes de seconde. C'est ça qui a séparé les deux coureurs sur une distance de 14 km 400.
Let's take a look then at the classification. Bisseguer wins the time trial, 0.83 of a second faster than Remy Cavagna. Primoz Roglic in third place, with Brandon McNulty in fourth, and then Craig Anderson and the double world champion Rowan Dennis. There's the makeup of the top 10 completed by Patrick Bevan.
Rowan Dennis, le vainqueur du contre-la-montre à tout faire que sur le Tour de France 2015, termine à 13 secondes, à une place de 6e. Christophe Laporte, Ménégard. Belle performance pour l'homme rapide de la Cofidis, Dylan Van Baarle, et s'ajoute sur la liste du top 10, Dylan Van Baarle, qui termine évidemment à 14 secondes de Stéphane Bisseguer. Dylan Van Baarle, 9e à 16 secondes, et Patrick Berry, le double champion de Nouvelle-Zélande du contre-la-montre individuel.
And here's also a big day for Stefan Bisseguer and EF, because he takes the yellow and white jersey as the race leader of Paris-Nice.
Well, Stefan, second at the Europeans last year, second just a week ago at UAE. This time you win it. What does it mean to win a time trial on a World Tour race like this one?
Yeah, it means a lot to me. You know, I worked already a long time for that, and I'm quite young, so I still have to establish myself to the others. And I think I could show in this time trial as well that I'm here, and they have to be aware of me, and like time trials like that, it's really my thing. I come from the track, like the short, punchy stuff is really good for me, and it feels really great to finally show what I'm capable of and to take the win here.
Yeah, because the course was pretty technical with some climbs, a course that really suited you?
Yeah, definitely. I'm train a lot on the TT bike, so I'm pretty can handle it pretty well, and yeah, it definitely suited me, and also the punchy stuff is really good for me.
Yeah, beating guys like Roglic, like all the big guns, Cavagna, that must mean a lot to you as well.
Yeah, definitely. It makes me happy.
I bet, and I'm sure you're going to be pretty happy to have a nice jersey as well on your shoulders as
I hope so. Yeah, I hope so. It's like the first time, you know. It's like just the second big stage race of the year and the second of my career, so it feels really nice to be in this position now.
The first of many successes, hopefully.
Hopefully, never know.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And a change of lead. The yellow jersey with a little touch of white on it. Stefan Bisseguer. Those of you who wonder why it's got white, well, the leader's jersey of Paris-Nice always used to be white.
Le classement général, il portera la tunique jaune parrainée par LCL, Stéphane Bisseguer, qui va continuer son aventure de jaune et de blanc vêtu, félicité par Francis Kamal, maire de Gien, ainsi que Laurent Chebret, directeur régional LCL Val-de-Loire. On va pouvoir le raccompagner une nouvelle fois sous vos applaudissements, bien évidemment. Mesdames et messieurs, Stéphane